I'm sorry, boys. I failed you. I failed No Nut November. I know. Now before you try to hashtag cancel me, let me at least explain my situation here. I'm not proud of it, but a man's gotta fight for his dignity. So that's why I'm here to tell you about the tale of how I lost No Nut November. A tale that everyone always wonders whenever someone loses. So, before anyone asks, I thought, hey, why don't I tell about what I did? Because that's going to be totally interesting. If any of my family sees this video, stop watching right now. For your own sake, and for my sake, please. I'm holding this microphone like a fine wine. I don't have a stand for this thing, so I have to hold it like some fucking troglodyte. So, gather around, kids. I'll be telling the tale of how I lost 2019 No Nut November.
It's time for a story, it's time for a story. A very special story, especially for you.
So, me and the boys were having a bit of a competition. We were keeping tallies of how many days we could get through No Nut November. So we were keeping tallies on this whiteboard in one of our classrooms, and of course we couldn't write down what we were doing or who was doing what because we'd get in trouble and we'd have to get that erased off of the board. So we made it very inconspicuous. It was so ominous, we didn't put down what it was. We just made images next to the tallies that may or may not associate with the person who's doing the competition. So yeah. Anyways, it was me and 3 other guys, and I was determined to win. This is gonna be the first year that I would win No Nut November. But as you can tell, I already lost. So remember the 5th of November, because that was the last day I held my ground. You see, it was on the 6th. It was like at 1 o'clock in the morning, actually. You see. Let me give a bit more context here. So, I had a raging urge, okay? I was trying my hardest to keep that urge down. I was even watching a video of helping me get through No Nut November. And this one guy I watched, he basically called me a basic bitch because I was doing No Nut November for the memes and not because of the inner cleansing impurity or whatever. And fuck that guy. So anyways, I had this really bright idea. It's called No Nut November. So the rule is you can't nut. However, you can touch. So I thought to sort of relieve the pain, I would give myself a little pickle tickle, but without doing the thing. And now I know that sounds stupid. And yes, it was stupid because we all know how the outcome went. But at the time, I was like, fuck, I can't stand this anymore. And it's a very tricky thing, you see, when you have to masturbate when you're in a room with a roommate. So you have to be very, very careful. You see, I'm situated where I'm mostly out here in sort of the living room part while my roommate hangs out in the room. Now usually he's not in the room all the time. He's maybe in class or studying out somewhere. So you have to be careful. You have to keep track of his schedule so you know when it's a good time to give it a good old wink. I'll be sitting here, I'll kind of pull my pants down, but not so far down that I can't pull them up in a split second, because if I hear somebody come through that door or come out of his bedroom, I have to be quick on the draw to either lift my pants up or put my shirt down so nobody sees anything. And I always try to make sure I do it either late in the night or whenever he's out, so that I know I have basically the perfect time to not be interrupted and be scared of looking over my shoulders and constantly hearing if there's gonna be footsteps or doors creaking open. So it's basically the thrill of the hunt that also adds to the whole thing. And one of the best parts about whipping out your dick is that I live on the 8th floor of my dorm, and outside the window it's nothing but trees. So I could just whip out my dick and just hit it against the window if I really wanted to, and nobody would see. I could show my bare ass out the window and nobody would see. there's a bit of a freedom to that. So it was late at night, like I said before. I think I started around midnight. And I'm sorry, I'm giving these timestamps. They're probably not important, but I gotta be as detailed as possible, you know what I'm saying? And you know, I pull my pants down, and you know, I start doing the old thing. I'm like, maybe I could look at a bit of material. I mean, I might as well. Boy, oh boy, did I look up some material. And now the sad thing about No Nut November is that all the good stuff comes out in November. Why is that? Why do people have to torture us with the good stuff being sprinkled around in November? Why do they do this to us? Can we just set up a rule that nobody can make porn during November so that no one has to like constantly look up that shit and keep up to date and save it on their files and whatnot? So, you know, I'm looking up stuff. What stuff, you ask? Well, I'm not quite glad you asked, but I will reluctantly answer you. You see, I'll occasionally look up some hentai. Now, when I mean hentai, I don't mean the actual videos like in Hentai Haven that you watch with the weird shit, because that stuff's too weird. I don't like it. There's a lot of futanari, a lot of weird incest stuff, a lot of monsters and tentacles, and the R word. But yeah, it's not fun. So instead, I look up stuff made by artists, you know, animators of established characters. And I found one really good one of My Hero Academia. And I'll give you a little PG preview of what I was watching. It looked like this. That's all I'm gonna say. Listen, it was really good, and I was really into the heat of the moments that I was just like, I don't care anymore. And so I did the dirty deed. And immediately afterwards, I felt disappointed, but also relieved at the same time. Now I'm free to fap whenever I want, but at the same time, I have to announce to the boys that I lost No Nut November. And the sad thing is, I was the first one to go. I was the loser. Most people wouldn't think I would be the loser, but I was. Boy, sure I was, because of that stupid decision I made. Now, if you guys want to learn certain lessons on how to properly bust a nut like I did, look up a guy called White Bowser. He knows how to do stuff. In fact, he made a whole video about sexual education.
If you were born with an X and Y chromosome, biologically, it's a requirement you know how to do the pelvic thrust. Tighten your ass, so you tighten it, and you go, and you thrust forward. So, tighten. Don't do this. You're not exerting muscle and impact into the rectum hole doing this. You're not.
This guy deserves his own video to talk about. Maybe I'll talk about him more one day, but in case I don't ever make a video about him, right now, I just want to say this guy is a gold mine of memes, and people should look him up. But anyways, that's it for the end of this video and the end of the tale. I'm sorry to disappoint everyone out there. I know everyone was rooting for me, giving me their energy. Too bad I put that energy into something else. But we'll see what happens in round 2 next year. I'll be practicing, probably. Who knows? Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for tuning in once again for another story time with me. I truly do appreciate all the people who watch my stuff and subscribe and like and comment, because nobody ever does any of those things. So when I do get some of those things, I feel a bit warm inside. 1 like equals 1 day of not fapping, guys. Can we get to 3,000 likes, please? Can we get to 5,000 likes? Can we get to 10,000 likes, please? So if anyone's out there still participating in No Nut November, I will support you, and those who have fallen, I salute you. It was a good run. But thanks again for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.